Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a smoky eye look using the Jaclyn Hill X Morphe palette. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Yeah, there we go. Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. So if I look a little bit crazy, I've actually already done my full face of makeup. I've done my brows, contour, everything like that, and all that we have left to do is the eyeshadow and the lips. I know that for me, whenever I watch YouTube videos and stuff, or especially when I first started out, eyeshadow is really intimidating, and it definitely can be, because like if you don't know how to do it correctly or you don't have the right tools, you can look like you have a black eye. And so I'm gonna try my best to make this an easy video to teach you guys how to not look like you just got beat up and how to have that like dark full look. So I really enjoy doing eyeshadow. I do everyone's eyeshadow. All my friends, I always do their eyeshadow. They come over and they want me to use this palette and like just try different things. So if you guys have any other looks that you want to see, especially using the Jaclyn Hill palette, let me know and I can definitely do more videos like this. So yeah, that's the plan for today's video, and thank you guys so much for watching my videos and for following along with me. It really means a lot, and I don't really know where this journey is taking me, but I enjoy doing it. So I'm just glad that y'all are here. So yeah, without further ado, let's get that intro rolling and get started on today's video. I want to preface this video by saying my dog is chewing a bone. He loves rawhide bones, and I know that they're not the best thing to give dogs, but it keeps him busy while I'm filming. So he's chewing a bone and he's laying down right here. You'll probably see him up on the bed in a minute, but he's laying down chewing a bone. So if you hear that, I do apologize. So the first thing I like to do, especially if I'm going to be using a lot of dark colors, this palette really isn't bad with fallout, but just in case, I like to take just some like loose powder and just put it underneath my eyes, because I've already done my concealer, I've already set it, I've already done everything like that, and I really don't want the eyeshadow bleeding down into it. So I'm going to go and put some translucent powder on really quick, and then we'll get started. Okay, so now that we're looking extra crazy and we've got Coda in the background with us, we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, all brushes that I use, and I think I've mentioned this before in my videos, all the brushes that I have currently are all E.L.F, with the exception of one, and it's CoverGirl. So I don't have like all the Morphe brushes and everything that I definitely wish I had, but that's okay, we're gonna make it work. So the first brush that I'm gonna go in with is the blending brush by E.L.F. I actually just found this the other day. I was using, I think like, yeah, I was using the blending eye brush, and these are two completely different brushes. Like, if you look, I don't know if I can get this to focus. If you look, I mean, the blending brush is the black one, and the blending eye brush is the white one. And I definitely like the blending brush the best for what we're about to do. So, just keep that in mind, you want to use the black blending brush to get the best results with this. So, I like to start with transition colors. So we're going to go in with Silk Cream and MFEO. So these two right here, we're going to mix those two together, and we're going to start that off on both lids. Tap off the excess. And what I've already done with my eyes is I have already put a concealer, and then I've already set it with the Kat Von D, the same color that I set my under eye with, I set the lid with. So I have MFEO and Silk Cream mixed together on this brush, and I'm just going to take it in the bottom corner here. And once I've got it down, I'm just going to blend that over the entire lid. And this just provides a really good like transition into all the dark colors that we're gonna do, because you don't want to go in with just like super dark colors starting off. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. Once it gets down, we'll just start blending out. And these brushes are super affordable. I used to use like, you know, the little, when you get a, hold on, I have the little brush things that come in the pack, and I actually never put my eyeshadow on with a normal brush until I got this palette, and honestly, it's a game changer. Like, I commend the people who can do like crazy smoky eyes and everything with the brushes that come in the small little palettes that you get from the drugstore and stuff like that, because I cannot. And the brushes have definitely changed the whole game for me. But anyways, so yeah, just going in with that Silk Cream MFEO and just buffing that over the entire eye. So now I'm going to go in, I use 50 million colors, by the way, so you just have to follow with me. So now I'm going to go in with this color right here, which is Pooter. So we're going to take Pooter on the same brush that we just used the other two with, and we're going to pack that right here, starting at the bottom corner of your eye. Then once you have some of that on there, then you can start doing circular motions and blending that shade out. You don't want to take it up as high as the first two that we had, because then like there's really no point in having those two shades. So basically all of these transition shades are just to kind of do exactly like what they're called. They're transitioning the color from lighter to darker as you go down. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this bottom shade here. This one, this is called Mocha. I'm going to go take the blending eye brush from E.L.F, the one that I was showing you earlier, not the black one but the white one. So we're going to go in with Mocha, and we're going to get a little bit of that on the brush and then tap off the excess. That bottom corner, like we have been doing, pushing that into the bottom corner of the eye. Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Yeah, okay. Pushing that into the bottom of the eye. Bottom corner of the eye. Then once that's down, we can start blending that. And you want to keep dark colors low, like as low as you can get them, because when you start going up is when you're going to start making your whole eye look black, and that's obviously not what we want. Okay, so keeping this dark color tight in the corner, we're going to start blending out. I like to take the color and almost pull it into my lash. Just because I feel like that gives it like that blended effect. So pulling it into the lash, and then we'll start going into the crease here. Coda, can you take that over there? I know that this is not a very popular thing, but what I might do is keep like the intro that I just did, and then maybe start the video now doing a voiceover, because I know that this is annoying and I don't want y'all to have to listen to that the whole time. So that's what I'm gonna do. I will most likely do a voiceover with this. So yeah. Alright guys, so I went ahead and decided to switch over and do a voiceover. So right now what I'm doing is I am taking two colors together. I'm adding Chip and Central Perk out of this palette, and I'm going to take that on the same eye blending brush that I was using before, and I'm just going to tap off the excess there. So I'm going to go in and put that in the very corner of the eye. Now these are very dark colors, so I'm wanting to keep it as low as I can, and I'm even going lower than that mocha shade that I had, but still keeping that same stroke going from the corner down into the lash line, and that'll just help you blend out the strokes a little bit better. So basically a smoky eye, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are blending, and when you feel like you haven't blended enough, that you blend some more. So here what you can see is that after I've gotten most of the product off and I've pulled it down in that motion that I was showing you into the lashes, I actually take that and start building that into my crease, going back and forth in windshield wiper motions, taking it from the outside and pulling it in just slightly, and that'll actually help you get that smoked out effect. So you just want to make sure that you're blending and continuing that motion over and over again until you get the desired look that you want. Now I'm going to go in with the two darkest colors in the palette, and that is Soda Pop and Abyss. And I'm going to put both of those on the same brush and tap off the excess here. Make sure that you're not getting too much of those colors because they are very, very pigmented. And here I am just sticking as low as I possibly can. And I actually like to use the same amount on both sides, so I'll just get a little bit on the eye and then switch over to the other one, put a little bit more on there, and then I will start to blend out. And that just helps you not get too much of the color on the eye, and so that you're not getting too dark too quick. And again, just like before, I'm going to keep that color low and tight and going towards the lash line, and then once I get a lot of the product off and I only have a little bit left, then I will start moving that back into the crease, going towards the center of the eye. So a trick that I have found helps a lot is when you take a liquid liner and you just go ahead and put like a small wing tip on your eyes, and this will actually help you build a darker color, because even though Abyss is a very, very dark color, I have a hard time building that up because I don't want to be too heavy-handed with it. And I don't want it to end up looking muddy. So this is actually a little trick that I've picked up, and what you do is you just do like a normal winged liner like you would do with any look, and you don't want it to go out too far, obviously, but what you're going to do is take a small blending brush. I actually use an eye crease brush by E.L.F. It's very similar to the eye blending brush, but it is a little bit smaller and will just help you get in there and get a very tight line. And what I'm doing here is, you can see I had a little bit of Abyss on my brush and I am dipping back into it now. And what I do is I just take that Abyss and I'm smudging out that dark liner. So you don't have to be very precise with your winged liner because you are going to smudge it completely out. So yeah, you're going to take that brush and the Abyss color and you are just going to smudge that liner until it looks right for you. I don't like to keep that line straight, so after I've got it smudged a little bit, I'm actually going to start taking that color out more onto the lid and into the crease, and it will give you that dark effect without packing too much product on there and getting a lot of fallout. So now I'm going in with the shade 24/7, that center shade right there, and it's a very it's like a shimmer shade, I guess. It's definitely not like a glitter, but it's like a mix of both. And I'm taking that just on the E.L.F. eye brush that I used before, and I'm just gonna pack that right on top of the lid, bringing it back into the black so that we are blending everything together. The most important thing when doing a smoky eye is just making sure that you are blending those colors together. And now I'm going to go in here with SBN and Obsessed. I'm going to mix those two together, and I'm going to go over the top of the 24/7, but trying to stick a little bit closer to the center of the eye. I really like that SBN, and what that actually stands for is smoky but natural, and she definitely hit the nail on the head with that color, because it is something that you can do a smoky eye but still keep that natural look to it, and I just absolutely love that color. And here I've just dipped back into Obsessed, and I'm putting that into the center or into the corner of my eye. And everything, as always, just make sure that you are blending, blending, blending. And here I have taken a clean brush, and I've gone back in with Silk Cream, and I'm just making sure that I'm blending everything out. It just helps you
make sure that you don't have any hard lines, because in a smoky eye the worst thing is to have a hard line. So here, just taking that color and taking it on a brush that doesn't have any other color on it will help you just smooth out those edges a little bit, and it definitely helps the overall look of a smoky eye. So here I am showing the small crease brush that I use to help smoke out that liner, and I'm going to dip into the palette and I'm going to mix Poudre and Abyss. And this may seem like a very odd mixture, but it actually will help you a lot. So you take Poudre and Abyss down at the bottom, and you're going to start where the top part of your shadow has kind of gone lower than the top lash line, which is exactly what you wanted. And you're going to blend that bottom lash into that. So we're taking that small brush, and it's very precise, and you're able to just blend that down slightly underneath the lash line, just to give you a little bit of color under there and just to smoke that liner out. Whenever I'm doing colors on the bottom, I don't like to go all the way to the center of the eye, just because I have very round eyes, and so a lot of times it'll almost make my eye look like a complete circle and not really give that like cat eye effect that I want when doing a smoky eye. And so it just makes me look like I'm wearing liner all the way around my eyes. So I tend to just bring it, right to where the iris of the eye will stop, and I don't really like to drag it all the way into the corner. And here again, you can just see me, I'm going even back onto the top and adding some more black. Like I said before, I do tend to go back in and just kind of blend a little bit more, just to make the whole eye seamless and make it all fit together. So now I'm going to go in with Mocha and Chip on the same brush that I have been using for the lower lash line, and I'm actually going to put it on the top now, just smoking that black out a little bit and just giving a little bit more brown higher up, so because I didn't like how there wasn't enough dark up top, which is a good problem to have, because you can always fix that. It's very difficult to take away dark color, but it is very easy to add. So I'm just adding a little bit more of that dark color in there, and just kind of increasing how much darkness I have higher up on the lid. And this brush is really good for that, because it gives a small amount of product in very precise areas, which is exactly what we want from this. So here now I am going in with the E.L.F eyeshadow brush. This is a very flat brush, very short bristles, and it'll help you grab a lot of product, and I like to use it with the shimmer shades, and you can see here that I'm going in with SBN, and I just like to do this, and the gold color, which is Queen, and I just like to do this because I think that putting it on with this brush, and then you'll see this technique that I'm about to use here, I actually spray it with the Makeup Mist and Set from E.L.F. And this will just help those shimmer shades really pop and show up. And I really like that, because even though these shades go on nicely without having to spray them, I think that whenever you do use a spray of any sort, it doesn't have to be E.L.F. Honestly, you could use water if you wanted to, but whenever you spray it on there, and it just adds that metallic effect, which I was really wanting from this look today. So here I am taking that eye blending brush, the white one from the very beginning, and I've just dipped back into Obsessed just to add a little bit more light color right there in the center. I have not sprayed it with the mist, because I later will go in with Enlight, and that is a very, very bright highlighting shade, and it'll actually add that pop of color that we all want in the center. And here I am telling you that I'm going in with Mocha with that tiny brush that we've used before, and I'm just smoking out that bottom line just a little bit more, because it still was not blended as much as I wanted. What I'm going to do after this is I'll just go off camera, put some lashes on and some lipstick, and add some highlight with the Enlight shade as I mentioned before, and we will be right back.
So basically what I did off camera was I went in and I put fake lashes on, and I took Enlight, which is the first color in the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I just took it on a very small brush, and I highlighted the inner corner of my eye and also my brow bone here. And then my roommate, who claims to know nothing about makeup, came in here and I was like, okay, you can pick any color lipstick, like this is the look that I'm doing, and she looked through my entire thing of lipstick and found gray. So that's why I have gray on my lips right now. But yeah, so the other thing that I did was I also I tightlined my I tightlined my eyes with just like a pencil eyeliner, and I did it on the bottom and the top, because once you do the top it actually helps the false lashes kind of like blend in. If you guys want to see a video on how I do false lashes, because I actually didn't think that that was hard until I started doing them, and then I realized like, no, this is actually a pretty difficult skill to master. So if you guys want to see a video on how to do false lashes, please let me know. But yeah, so this is the finished look. I don't know, I really like it. Like, gives you something dark, it gives you something smoky, but like it's not overpowering. This is definitely something I wouldn't wear every day, but I really do enjoy doing it like when we go out, you know, downtown and stuff like that. So my roommate is calling me, so it must mean that it is time to watch the basketball game. We're still in March Madness here, so we're about crazy about basketball. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you learned something from this video. I hope, if nothing else, you took away that smoky eyes really are not as intimidating and scary as they come across, and that you can do them without looking like you've been punched. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, always leave me a comment down below. I will link everything that I used in the description box, including like the lipstick and stuff like that. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.
It's cold out, take my coat now.
Maggie, could you hear me? Could you hear her?
You're good.
Say
Hey. Really awkward.
hey. I won't put you in.
Yeah, you will.
I will.